feel, so I'm letting this kill. Give a fuck if it kill me. Don't think that anyone feel me. Don't give a fuck if it kill me. Don't think that
Um, so when you create a character,
Mhm.
how do you usually? This is probably going to be on a case-by-case basis, but how do you usually introduce your character to the rest of the party, or at least how would you have like at the table? How do you normally go about it?
I think that it's kind of like it's both like case by case depending on how did we all meet? Do we even know each other going into this? What's going
Right.
on? I know in our recent campaign that I'm doing, which is the next session is on Saturday actually, but in the campaign we're doing, like the way we were introduced is that we're like all connected to this one guy, like this one person who died, but like we don't know each other personally. We just kind of are together for a job.
Yeah.
But essentially the way I go through it is just essentially like, do you mean just like how do I go through the process of like appearance wise?
Well, yeah, just like when you introduce your character, do you I guess what information do you give out? Um, do you ever keep secrets like of your backstory or something like that, or
Okay. You're saying like that. You're saying like that. Yes. Like I think like the idea, like especially with this one we're doing right now, like the idea of our like intricate backstory is like it's interesting to keep others in the dark, and then like
right?
the way our current GM is doing it, it's like we all have our own individual backstories, but they have like they have occurrences that happen in campaign that like only pertain to like the certain person, and so
Mm-hmm.
no one else would understand it. But like it's just kind of like for instance, in the campaign I'm in right now, I introduce my character and I just basically give like a basic appearance rundown. I'm a changeling warlock.
Ooh.
So like yeah, but I basically gave my appearance as like the one form that he likes to keep, which is like a humanoid. I think he was in his like mid 20s. He's got like a scar over one of his eyes. And basically like some like ratty clothes and stuff like that because like his what is that thing called? What is that thing? The not the backstory, but like the like one of them's acolyte, one of them's
Oh, his background.
background. Yeah, that his background is that he was an orphan or urchin.
I
So,
gotcha. I gotcha.
so like he basically came up from that idea. So I gave that whole thing. But like one of the cool like interesting backstory things is like I don't know what my patron is. Like I found a book when I was trying to like support like myself and like a couple of like other children and then like that we banded together. Like I was trying to support them. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't do it by myself anymore. I need some power. I need something to
Yeah.
like help me in these things. So like I went to anything and then I found an old dusty tome and then I opened that bitch up and I'm like, all right, just need to do this. I'll sign my soul away to anything.
Right.
So I know my character doesn't know it's the patron of Undying, but like my GM's like, yeah, you don't really know who your patron is. And like one of the things is like during the end of one of our sessions, he was like, so you go to sleep, you all go to sleep, but then your character, Michael, your character you know goes to sleep but like they wake up and like the same thing is like have you seen what is that show called Stranger Things. Can't remember everything right now.
You wake up in pretty
This,
much like the upside
the
down.
the like the not the upside down but like that plane, the black plane where it's like
Right.
water over the surface,
Right.
something similar to that but like you can't see anything, it's just pure darkness. And like I wake up there and I'm like, okay. And so I call out and it echoes, but like there's just, and then they notice something's just behind me, like just there.
Gotcha.
And like, I like, it's just there talk, like it doesn't even talk. And then like I say something that echoes out, and then it like as a whisper keeps talking to me in this voice. And then like it changes its voice, like pitch. So first it was like androgynous slash like male and female, some weird mix.
Mm.
Then it turns to male. Then it turns to female. and then it just keeps switching up. And then like it's like happy to see me there. It's like get more power, and then I turn around to go face it, and then I wake up, like having got no sleep. So now a character thing is like I don't get any sleep anymore. So like I have bags under my eyes, like I keep getting these nightmares, and I don't ever get sleep.
Right. That's why Warlock's such an interesting class, because you can do crazy flavor shit like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, yeah, your patron comes to you during your dreams, and all this shit happens. Yeah, I want to play a Warlock eventually, but that's beside the point.
So yeah, I think like backstory is interesting to keep like interesting. You could say like maybe a little bit if it helps with some things. It's not
Right.
super like plot heavy things, but like some things if your GM likes to go down that route, some things like to keep secret till they pop up and become relevant.
Right. And it also depends on your character's personality, because you can have like in terms of at least keeping the backstory secret from other party members. You could have a character that's super open and doesn't lie, you know, and is just good and cheerful, and so, you know, whenever somebody asks, or even if something relating to your backstory comes up, you're just like, oh yeah, I remember I used to do this in, you know, when I was a child, when I was 9 years old, I did, you know,
Yep.
this.
I just did all this and that. Oh.
Right, and they don't care about their backstory or anything like that. And then there's the opposite side where your character is that edgelord rogue that
Leave me alone.
I will never
Don't.
tell you my backstory. You're gonna have to pry it out of me. You're gonna have to pull teeth to get my backstory. You'll never know, you know.
I'm the cool
So-
silent type.
Right. Like my character, that wizard, the Tabaxi wizard that I was talking about. He's probably, how I'm planning on playing him is probably pretty open, but lying by omission. You know, if that makes kind of sense.
Yeah. So like you're not technically lying. You're just leaving out the truth.
Right. So there's he has this shard. Because I have this background, the background of anthropologist, because he's so interested in culture and all that stuff. That he's just like, he has this shard that he found, and it all it is, it's a mysterious shard that, according to the player's handbook, it's just a mysterious shard that I think will lead me to a lost civilization. But I added to it, and I was like, what if it talks to me?
What if it just kind
What
of, you know,
if it-
gives?
what
What
if
if it
it-
just talks to me
What
sometimes?
if it has something in it, and it talks to me and tells me to do bad things, and, you know, sometimes I give in and do bad things.
Do it.
Do it. So in the backstory, when he found this shard a few, I don't know how long after, but he found this shard and he kept it a secret because he knows that this thing's like, this is definitely evil. It talks to me and tells me to do bad things. He's not an idiot. He's not, you know, naive or anything. He's like this. He's a wizard. He has 20 intelligence already, and he's level 4. So he's like, it at one point told him to kill somebody, just an innocent person, and he was like, I kind of want to see what happens with, you know, all the knowledge and stuff, wanting to get knowledge, and he's super curious and all that. So he's like, I just kind of want to see what happens. And he killed someone, and nothing happened. And he was just like, oh, you just want me to kill things. Cool. Well, I'm not doing that again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now that's something he's never going to tell anybody. He's not going to tell anyone, like, yeah, I just murdered someone to see what would happen.
Want to know what happened?
So that kind of stuff I always think is interesting. Whenever I introduce characters, it's always, you know, what do they look like? What are they wearing? And how their body language suggests. So he's an introvert because of how he's a tabaxi, so he's always a fish out of water kind of thing. And he doesn't really know the continent, and he doesn't really know what's going on. And he's just a wizard, so he just wants to study and gain knowledge, and he doesn't talk to people. He just wants to get knowledge and do his thing. So he's awkward. He, hunched over and that kind of introverted, closed off body language. And he mumbles and talks to himself all the time. So that kind of stuff is what I try and think about when I'm doing my character. And then obviously leaving out backstory based off of that, based off of how I think, realistically, how an introvert is not automatically going to spill everything about their backstory, especially when he's done really fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So.
Don't think that anyone feel me. Don't give a fuck if it kill me.